guys, in this lesson we're going to look at combinations and permutations. So combinations are different type of combinations where order does not matter. So I think of these as Sonic drink flavors. So when you get a Sonic drink and you add in 2 or 3 flavors, you can taste all of them, but you don't know the order in which they put them in the actual cup. So this is where you have, it says NCR, so capital or lowercase n, capital C, lowercase r. So this is where you're going to take n, and this is n factorial. That means that you would, like if you do 4 factorial, and this is just a little instance, but this is what you'll do, this is what happens in your calculator. 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And then you divide that by n minus r. So n is the number of total toppings or whatever you're trying to choose from, and then r is the number that you choose. So, like on Sonic, they say there's, 750,000 different combinations. Well, they got that from this, finding out this combination using this formula. So we have n factorial over n minus r factorial times r factorial. You don't have to know this piece. I just wanted you to be exposed to that. And then you have that's in combination of r. So then on permutation, this is going to take the number of items and determines the number of different combinations for those items. But this one, order does matter, and I think of these as ice cream flavors. So I can tell what order they do the ice cream. If they do strawberry, chocolate, then vanilla, I can see those. Whereas the Sonic drink flavors, you can't tell which one they put in first. So this one, the permutation, is where order matters. Like if you have people and you're trying to figure out how many different seating arrangements can you have, or letters, different arrangements of letters, that type of thing. So you're going to have n factorial over n minus r factorial. So this is, the n is a total number of objects that you have, and then r is the number of those objects that you are choosing. Again, you're not going to be held responsible for this because you can plug in the first piece into your calculator. All right, so let's look at this first example. So this is very typical. There are 8 different toppings at Starbucks for your iced coffee drink. How many different combinations could you have if you chose 2 of those toppings? So maybe you get 2 free toppings because you get all the bonus stars. That's what happens for me. So you have 8 different toppings. It doesn't matter the order of the toppings. If they put cinnamon on there first and then the little chocolate swirls or whatever it is. So this is going to be combinations. So it'll be 8 C R. Not R, you're choosing 2 of those. So that's what the piece looks like. So you could plug that into that formula, or in your calculator, if you will, so here at the keystrokes, you're going to type in, from calculate, menu, and then 5, which is probability, and then you will type in a combination. And it types up NCR, and then it has an open parentheses. You're going to put in 8, 2. So this is the piece that you'll plug into your calculator, and then it should spit out 28. So there are 28 different combinations that you could have if you chose 2 of those 8 toppings. All right, on the next one, we have license plates in Texas have 3 letters, then 4 numbers. How many different license plates can be made with this format? Now, this one's a little bit different. It's part of combination, but not exactly, because we are going to, you can repeat the letters. And so what we'll have is, we have the letters. You have 26 possible letters times 26 possible letters times 26 possible letters. And then you have 4 numbers times 10 possible numbers, 10 possible numbers, 10 possible numbers, and 10 possible numbers. So this little combination is a little bit different because we can repeat the same thing over and over and over again. Whereas with the toppings, like we're talking about different toppings. This one is we're not talking about different letters or different, you can't repeat the same number, same letter any two times, but you can. So this one's just a little bit different. And let's see here. We have 175,760,000. So this is 175,760,000. So you need to have a fairly large number, because think about all the people in Texas who drive or who have a car, because some people may have multiple cars. So you have to have different combinations for all of those. So how do you know when to use which one? So on this one, remember, this one is where this one can your objects can repeat, okay? And so that's just something you want to keep in mind as you go throughout this. So can it repeat? If it can, and then you, in order, doesn't matter, you have this one. All right, so on example 3 here, how many different ways can you rearrange the word sweet? Now, this one is a permutation because the order does matter. So we are going to have 5 permutation and 5. So there are 5 letters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to fill in all 5. So if you wanted to find out how many maybe 3-letter words you could use, you could take that and you would only select 3 of those letters. But we're going to go ahead and say we're going to rearrange all of the letters using all the letters. And so there are 120 different ways. Now, not all of those are going to make a word, but that's what you would, but any combination, just rearranging the letters, you have 120 different ways. Again, this is the same keystrokes that you'll put into your calculator, and so it will say NPR, open parentheses, and you would type in 5,5, and that's where you would put in there. And then the last one, Mackenzie, Hadley, Brittany, and Rebecca go to the movies. How many different seating arrangements could the friends sit in at the movie? So again, this is a permutation because order matters, and we can't repeat the same people over again. So we have 4, permutation 4, and so there are 24 different combination seating arrangements that you could have at the movies. So those are the difference between the permutations and then the combinations before. So this is just finding out how many different combinations there are based on, if order matters or if it doesn't, and then obviously on that special example too, where you can repeat. So you just take the total possible outcomes and multiply them all out together. And that is it for combinations and permutations. And so now it is your turn to practice with your skill check.